Artificial intelligence is changing, and it's changing very quickly. And those changes are going to have a huge impact, especially for women. Because currently, a lot of the world judges us on our logic, our ability to solve problems, our ability to think things through. And artificial intelligence is going to take over a lot of those things. But what it can't take over, ever, is the ability to master your own energy and to impact others. And women are especially good at those skills. So today I'm going to talk to you about why ChatGPT is so phenomenal for women in the future and how you can master and hone these skills even if you're not a woman. So let me back up. I use artificial intelligence every day. I use it in the form of ChatGPT. That's my AI of choice. And I use it for a lot of things. I use it for contracts. I have a business and I will take contracts, I will put them into ChatGPT, and I will ask it to simplify and give me some bullet points from the contract. I will also ask it to point out things I should be concerned about in the contract. That's one thing I use it for. I use it for brainstorming. If I'm coming up with some ideas for a new keynote or a new speech, I'll put those into ChatGPT and ask it for some feedback. I use it for newsletters. I also used it, my dad was recently in the ICU. And I use ChatGPT every day to ask it questions about the medical terms that I was hearing. I gave ChatGPT questions and it gave me answers. And most of those answers were solution oriented. They were logical. They were informational. And that was fabulous. And I loved it. But ChatGPT is changing. I just read a white paper about the future of artificial intelligence, and it talked about how these days we put things into artificial intelligence and then we get answers back. Ask questions, get answers. But the way that it's going to be in the future is it's going to experience life with us. So we won't have to ask it questions. It will just give us the answers on its own. We see this a little bit now. Zuckerberg has the glasses. Sam Altman is working on some sort of a pin. These things will come around with you in your day and see what you see and hear what you hear and experience what you experience. It's called experiential artificial intelligence, and then give you feedback based on that. So let me give you an example of what this might look like coming from my world. I was a trial attorney for 25 years. So thinking about this in the courtroom, what it may look like in the future is an attorney has a pin on, and the pin watches and experiences the entire trial with her. And when it comes time for closing, she might have a little thing in her ear, and that little thing will say, don't forget to cite this case. Don't forget to make this argument. Juror number 4 really likes that argument. Make it again. Don't forget to point out that piece of evidence that the other side pointed out in his closing and why that piece of evidence is better for you. It will also say things like, stand up straight, raise your voice, slow down your speed. And all of that will be wonderful. But when it starts saying things like sound more confident, exude more charisma, make them believe you, that it can't do. That is not a command that you can follow. Those are energies that you want to exude. And so when I've been worried in the past that AI is going to replace me, what I have now recognized is that AI is going to make me irreplaceable. Because the way that I make a jury feel that they can trust me, that they can believe in me, that they can have confidence in me, that is going to be the differentiator. If everyone in the room has the same thing in its ear telling them what case to cite, which juror to point out a certain piece of evidence to, all of a sudden, my energy becomes my greatest asset. And your energy becomes your greatest asset too, whether you are in a boardroom, in a classroom, in an operating room. So many things that used to make us special are going to be taken away. But the thing that makes you most special is your energy. And that is going to become the most important thing as we move forward. I have worked with a lot of women who are afraid of artificial intelligence. They don't play with it, they don't use it, they think it's taking away their creativity. But the truth is that if we can really tap into this idea that it is not going to take things away from us, but actually make us even more important, we really can start to embrace it. You know, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, it cannot teach you charisma. There's a Princeton study that tells us that charisma is really a combination of two things. It's a combination of competence and warmth. Competence is a lot of the things that we're talking about that ChatGPT can do. Knowing the right case, knowing the right argument, knowing how to counter someone else's argument, coming up with the right solutions. That has always been the competence piece. And a lot of that artificial intelligence will take over. But that warmth part, no one can take that over. You know, Maya Angelou, one of her favorite famous quotes is, people will forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but they will remember how you make them feel. And it reminds me very much of this because ChatGPT can tell you what to say, it can tell you what to do, but it can't tell you how to make people feel a certain way. And when you know how to do that, you are at an advantage. And women know how to do that. Listen, evolution has made us know how to do that. We were in danger by other people because we were this weaker sex. As a result, we got good at reading the energy in the room, knowing if the men in our lives were in an angry mood and how to manage that energy, how to manage the energy of the children, how to be in tune to whether a child was sick. All of those intuitive abilities to read energy and manage energy and shift energy is going to be a huge asset to us in this new age of experiential artificial intelligence. We had to do it. And even in more recent years, there's all kinds of studies that show that women are better at some of these things. They are better at reading energy, at showing empathy, at understanding other people's perspectives. And this is going to be an enormous thing to tap into in the future. Now, I am a communications consultant. I go into organizations and I work with people one-on-one and I teach them how to do some of these communication skills. And it's based on my 25 years as a trial attorney and also my time as a keynote speaker, speaking on stages, and my time as an anchor at the Law and Crime Network, working on camera. And when people come to me, they often think that I'm going to teach them body language, facial expression, and those types of things. And I do. But one of the things I focus on most is tone of voice, because your tone of voice reflects your energy. And that is going to be everything moving forward. There's a study out of Yale that says that you can tell more about a person's emotion from their tone of voice than their facial expressions and their body language combined. And that makes sense because we were never taught to fake our tone of voice the way that we can be taught, or AI can tell us, to fake our body language and our facial expressions. So the work here is really getting good at mastering your own energy and then using that to shift the energy of the people around you. And it is a skill that can be learned. I taught it to all of the witnesses who testified in my trials. You know, many times the witnesses who were testifying at trial were angry, were frustrated, were confused, were anxious. And the first thing I worked on before we ever talked about body language and facial expression is how they could shift their own energy so that they could get out of anger, which is not effective with jurors. They could get out of frustration, resentment, impatience, which is not effective with jurors, and step into the energy that would be. And their ability to master that skill, master their energy, was what made us win or lose cases. So you don't have to be a woman to be good at this. Women are at an advantage. Our evolution has us at an advantage. The neuroscience shows that we're at an advantage. But whether you are a woman who's not so sure you know how to do this, or whether you are a man who wants to do this better, there are specific steps that are going to make you good at mastering your own energy and then shifting the energy of others as well. And there's 3 steps. These are the 3 steps that I teach my clients now. They're the 3 steps that I would teach my clients in the courtroom. The first step is to choose your energy. You can't just let it fly. Because a lot of times, one of my energies that would come out, if I just let my energy fly around all the time, one of my energies that would come out is the energy of impatience. I can tend to be impatient. That's not an effective energy. And so you need to choose the energy that you want instead of just letting your energy get away with you. And the way that you choose your energy is to choose your emotion. If I'm feeling impatient, my energy will be impatient. If I'm feeling frustrated, my energy will be frustrated. If I'm feeling composed, my energy will be composed. Let me give you an example of one of the doctors that I prepared for trial. This witness was very anxious. She was very frustrated because she knew that she had done everything appropriately, and yet her patient was suing her. She was scared. She was sad about the patient feeling that she had done something wrong. None of those energies were going to be effective in front of a jury in the courtroom. And so she had to choose a different energy. Anger would have come easily. Anger is not an effective energy either. She decided that the energy she wanted to feel, the emotion she wanted to feel, and the energy she wanted to exude was composed. Composed. Great. That is a fabulous energy to choose because composed comes across as calm. It comes across as trustworthy. And composed makes the jury feel composed. Her energy became contagious. So once she chose that she was going to feel composed, she could then go to the next step, which is to create that energy. So first, choose. What energy do you want to feel? And back that up to what emotion do you want to feel? If you are stepping into a negotiation, you might want to feel resolved, confident. If you are stepping onto a stage and give a speech, you might want to feel enthusiastic. Delight is one of my favorite energies. It's one of my favorite emotions because the definition of delight is great pleasure. Delight does not have to be happy, happy, joy, joy, up, up, high, high. Delight can be very grounded, but it's a very contagious energy. It's a very effective energy, and it's one that I can tap into even in the worst of times. My dad recently passed away. I could find delight in the way that people talked to me about my father and the memories that they had. So it wasn't a joyful energy, but I could still take delight in the moments. So delight is a very effective emotion to feel and energy to exude. And you've got to choose it for you. And you choose it based on the situation, based on very much aware of how your energy will impact the people around you. Again, something that women tend to be very good at. So first thing is choose your energy. And you do that by choosing your emotion. The second is to create that energy. So with my client who wanted to feel and exude composure, now she needed to feel and exude composure. It doesn't just happen because you say you're going to do it. The way that you can create an energy is with your belief. If she believed we shouldn't be here, she was going to feel frustrated and she was going to exude frustration. If she believed this patient is a jerk for suing me, she was going to feel anger and she was going to exude the energy of anger. But when she felt, I am ready to explain this case to the jury, she felt composed. And then she exuded an energy of composure. Your beliefs create your emotions, and your emotions and your energy are right there together. So if you want to exude the energy of enthusiasm, you have to believe that the thing that you're doing is fun. If you want to exude the energy of resolve, you have to believe that you are committed to a certain outcome. If you want to exude the energy of competence, get back to that competence, then you have to believe that the AI is going to give you all the information you need to be competent. I actually do think that that is the future. And I think that exuding the energy of competence is not going to be as important as exuding the energy of warmth. If you want to exude the energy of warmth, you have to believe that you like the people you're talking to, that there's something in them that you can connect to, that you can actually enjoy, that you feel warm about, so that you will feel that warmth and exude that energy of warmth. That is how you create the energy. First, you choose it intentionally and deliberately, and then you create it by playing with your beliefs until you come to a belief that you feel exudes that energy. Now, you might need to build the belief. For my client who believed that she was ready to speak to the jury and explain to them what happened in this case, she needed to build that belief. We needed to prepare and understand the records and prepare for cross-examination so that she truly believed that she was ready and prepared to speak to the jury and explain things to them. And then she was composed. So once you've chosen your energy and you have created that energy, then the fun part comes and you get to share it. And in the courtroom, that client got to share her energy of composure. Now, in this, I talk about this. I wrote a book called The Elegant Warrior, and one of the chapters is called Don't Fake It Till You Make It, Show It Till You Grow It. When you show your energy, it can't be fake. Jurors, people can read energy like that, men and women. They know when your energy is fake. And that's why all the AI in the world telling you to stand up straight, use your body, speak slowly won't matter if inside you are feeling insecure, afraid, angry, anxious. You've really got to do those first two steps first. But once you have that created energy, even just the littlest bit, you don't fake it till you make it. You show it until you grow it. You show that little piece of energy, that little bit of confidence, composure, enthusiasm, delight. And what happens is people feed off of it. I think of it like a spark. It's this little spark of delight, this little spark of composure, this little spark of confidence. And as you show it, the people around you feed off of it. They give it oxygen. And then that little spark begins to grow. So for my client, she got up on the stand, and during our direct examination, she showed her composure. She showed her calm. And the jury responded with composure, with calm, because energy is contagious. People will mirror you, especially if they like you, if they find you warm and compelling, things that AI can't do for you. And as they did that for my client, she became more composed. And by the time that she was up for cross-examination and the other attorney was not composed, he was yelling and screaming, she was completely composed for the entire cross-examination. And she did a beautiful job in that case. So she was able to choose the energy she wanted to feel and to exude. She then was able to create it by building the belief that supported it. And then she was able to show it. And she did it effectively, and we won that case. In the future, as AI is experiencing life with us, it's going to be able to tell us what to do. It's going to be able to tell us what to say. But it can never tell us how to do it, and it can't give us the tools to make sure that you do it that way. It might say stand up straight, but it can't tell you how to feel confident so that you stand up straight. And it certainly can't help you to make people feel the way that you want them to feel in your presence. Women have been practiced at this for eons. From the cave person days, when we would have to manage the tribe to make sure that we were being accepted and protected, we got good at being aware of our own energy and managing the energy of others. Now, with experiential AI taking over so many things that make us competent, the new competence is going to be in managing your energy and others. And warmth is going to become the biggest part of charisma. And you can learn the skills to optimize this now, so that when the time comes that we are wearing a pin that tells us what to say and what to do, you know that you have the differentiator, that you are the person in the room who knows how to manage your own energy and then use that energy to shift others. AI is not going to replace you. It is going to make you irreplaceable as long as you work on these skills. This is the work that I do. This is the work that I do here on my podcast, The Elegant Warrior, on the YouTube channel. It is the work that I continue to do. I am a consultant on this. If you want help with this, there's a link below to get that help from me and set up a call, and subscribe to this wherever you heard it. There will be more coming. I hope that you embrace AI, you embrace your ability to manage and shift energies, and I hope, as always, that you take good care.